What got you so interested in telepathy and ESP?
I started out as a neuroscientist and very much in the materialist reductionist model. And I was called to do an evaluation of this woman who wanted to sign out of the hospital against medical advice. The staff had already determined that she was mentally ill because she said she was seeing ghosts and that she was psychic and wanted to leave. I really love to talk to you a little bit more about this, and I really wanted to just gain her cooperation to stay rather than just sign the paperwork.
Now, what may be the most remarkable coming out event we've ever seen. A little girl is unable to speak a word or connect to the world around her in any way, or so everyone thought, until she turned 11 and suddenly something remarkable happened.
I was able to talk her into staying because she really liked me. And she said, well, if you come back tomorrow, I'll stay. And she looked at me and she said, I'm getting a really good reading about you right now. Do you mind if I tell you what I see? And I see that you have a husband who's a chemist and he's applying for a job right now in 2 different cities. And I was like, my husband was an MD, PhD biochemist, and he was applying for a postdoctorate in 2 different cities right then. And I was like, oh, really?
That got your attention, huh?
That got my attention. I left the chemistry building and I was walking across the street on a rainy day with all of these applications in my hand for medical school. And I was hit by somebody. The next thing I remember is coming to several hours later after having been unconscious on a neurosurgery floor. When I came to, initially I thought that I was having a dream. So I thought, oh, isn't this an interesting dream? And the doctors are like, you're not dreaming, you know. And I'm there thinking, something is very different. I don't know what to make of this feeling. I was just like, what is this feeling? How am I different? I'm like, oh my God. It's that I believe in God. See, I was raised an atheist. My father was a scientist.
How do they experience time travel?
A lot of these individuals are very precognitive. They'll have experiences of something that hasn't happened yet. One of the best examples is this young woman named Elsa, who was in the telepathy tapes. I'm working with children who have been reported by a parent to be able to read their mind. She had this vision that her father slipped on ice and broke his hip and ended up in the hospital. Well, at the time they were living in Arizona, and that didn't look like that was a very likely possibility. But then what happened is, within 3 to 4 weeks, he was on a business trip and he slipped on ice. And the temporal lobe, if you have seizure activity in it, you can have people that go on fugue states. So a fugue state is where you have somebody who they're not there, they're checked out, and yet they can engage in almost like sleepwalking. They can engage in all kinds of complex activities. They can even go to the airport, buy a ticket, get on a plane, fly somewhere, book a hotel, and be staying there, and then 3 days later go, how did I get here? Have no recall of any of that.
Have you seen psychokinesis in real time?
I've seen people able to affect random number generators, which is a form of psychokinesis.
How do you describe collective consciousness?
I would say we're differentiated consciousness in terms of, we're each our own individual consciousness. But we're still connected or capable of being connected to a unified consciousness. And we all are capable of that. It's just that some people need to have, a chemical push. There are people who have these mystical experiences that say that they realize everything is all one, that it's all unity, that we're not separate.
I've had that experience. Do any of them describe this not knowing who Jesus is or who an angel is?
There have been individuals who have reported talking with Jesus who were not raised Christians.